So they want to know if f and g are inverses, and so there are two ways of doing it. One, you could just find the inverse of g and see if that's f, and that's what we'll do next. But usually when they ask for it on a test, they want you to show it this way, that by the definition of inverses, that f of g of x equals x and g of f of x equals x. So basically if you put x into g, and then take that answer and put that into f, f undoes what g did and spits back out what you originally put in. So you put x into g and that into f, and you get back what you started with. And same thing in reverse. So if you put x into f and then put that into g, g undoes what f did and gives you back what you your original input. So let's test. I'll test f of g of x first. So I'm going to put g into f. So I'm going to put this guy in everywhere I see an x there. So I'm going to have 4, oops, what am I doing? This one into that one. So it's going to be 1/2, and then instead of writing x, I'm just going to put in g of x, and then I'm going to add that 3/2. So that's f of g of x. Let's see if this equals x. If it does, they are inverses. So that's a 2, this is minus 3/4 x, and this is plus 3/2. This is not looking good, right? This does not equal x, so no, not inverses. Bummer. And we don't need to check this one, because if it didn't work, it's not going to work. Usually if it works one way, it's going to work both ways. But here it just didn't work. So method 2, we could have just found the inverse of g of x. So let's find out what the inverse of g should have been. So by an inverse, you just switch the x and the y and inverse the x and the y. So basically here you have y equals 4 minus 3/2 x. So when I find my inverse, I'm going to say x equals 4 minus 3/2 y. And then just solve for y. So I'll kick the 4 over, x minus 4 equals negative 3/2 y, and I'll multiply both sides by the reciprocal negative 2/3. So multiplying by negative 2/3, and I get negative 2/3 x plus 8/3 should equal y. And that inverse of g inverse, should be that. So negative 2/3 x plus 8/3 if you want the fancy notation. And that clearly doesn't equal what f of x is, and that's why they were not inverses. So kind of a, yeah, anticlimactic, but there you go. These guys here are not inverses. We checked it in 2 different ways.